YouTube viewers and Cynthia Michael, bringing you a new podcast on my segment called Are They Both the Same Thing? Like always, this podcast is brought to you by School Youth Productions. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand this. Sorry about the noise in the background. My roommate is watching TV in the living room, so I have to speak extra loudly. Anyway, let's get into this podcast. Are Casper and Beetlejuice both the same thing? So let's start with Casper. Anybody, if you don't know who Casper is, Casper the Friendly Ghost. Casper is a friendly ghost who started off as a comic book created by Seymour Wick and Joe Orion. At first debuted as a comic book in 1939. During that time, the premise of Casper the Friendly Ghost is this ghost named Casper McFrannigan, and Casper McFrannigan, who's a ghost boy that goes around helping people and get into adventures. Unlike other ghosts, he encounters Casper chooses not to scare anybody. He chooses not to scare anybody. That most ghosts that he encountered do scare people, but Casper chooses not to. So basically, in 1945, Casper became got turned into a cartoon series in 1945. Now, I couldn't find any date of the original. I couldn't find any more explanation about when the original Casper cartoon debuted and ended. So anyway, I'm just gonna skip to some more details about Casper. In 1996, Casper was turned into a feature movie, into a live feature movie, Casper was turned into a live action movie in May 26, 2002. May 26, 1995. The movie was sort of like a reboot for the original Casper comic book series, adding new characters like Casper's uncle Stinky, Stretch, and Fatso, who are the uncles, who are Casper's uncles. Basically, they do what the typical ghosts do, scare humans or fleshies. Also, the movie was a great success that led to a new Casper cartoon series that aired on Fox They aired on Fox in 1996 and ended in 1998. The new Casper cartoon series lasted for 4 seasons and had 52 episodes. And during that time, Casper had three straight to had three other movies that were made for TV movies. So anyway, that's enough about Casper. Now let's get into Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite cartoons, or one of my favorite Tim Burton movies of all time. Now, originally, the script for Beetlejuice was written by Michael O'Donnell and Larry Wilson. So they are they written the script for Beetlejuice. Everybody thinks that Tim Burton written the script is behind this, behind the written the script for Beetlejuice. But it turns out no, he did not write the script for Beetlejuice. After Tim Burton made his debut with Pee-wee's Adventure, Beetlejuice was Tim Burton's second movie. Anyway, let's get into Beetlejuice. Now, if you watch the movie, the story of Beetlejuice goes like this. It goes like this. A newly married couple who got their dream house in a mountain town suburbs where was enjoying their lives. Just an average newlywed couple. They just bought their dream house in their dream town. Had to be a mountain town suburb and stuff. Until one day they was just taking a random trip to the market, and while they was on their way to the market, they came across a wooden bridge that happened to fall apart, and they drowned to death in the car. They woke up back in their house, and realized there were new people. There were new people moving into their house. Turns out they later found out they'd been dead for 2 years. 2 years. So being they feel like even though their dad is dead, they don't want these new people living in their house. So they seek the help of this ghost named Beetlejuice, who's extra skin, but turns out they got more what they bargained for, setting Beetlejuice free. So basically, the couple hired Beetlejuice just to scare the couple out of their house. But Beetlejuice's scare tactics went so very far they had to intervene to stop him for taking things too far. Anyway, so the Beetlejuice movie originally came out in March 30th, 1998. Since the movie debuted, Tim Burton decided to turn Beetlejuice into a cartoon series. It's unlike just like the new Casper cartoon series, they made some changes to made some changes to the for the cartoon series. Beetlejuice is a friend of the Beetlejuice has a Beetlejuice has a friend has a human friend named Olivia. Has a human friend Olivia. Has a human friend named Olivia, the same person from the movie, plays in the movie. In the movie, Beetlejuice for technically was a bad guy. In the cartoon, they said she changed it around like that. Beetlejuice and Olivia are best friends. So anyway, the cartoon series lasted for four seasons and had over 94 episodes to it. So anyway, that's enough detail about Beetlejuice. Now, let's see what they both have in common. Both cartoon series, both cartoon series of Beetlejuice and Casper, Casper and Beetlejuice in their cartoon series both have human friends. Both Beetlejuice and Casper are both ghosts. Now both Beetlejuice and Casper have nicknames. Casper is known as the friendly ghost. Beetlejuice is known as the ghost with the most. So basically, that's what they have in common. But the one thing they don't have in common is this. Both. Oh shit! I forgot. I got one more thing they both have in common. Both cartoon series lasted for 4 seasons. So that's the last thing they have in common. So anyway. And also, both were hit movies that returned into hit cartoon series. So anyway, let's see what they both don't have in common. Beetlejuice's sole purpose is to scare people. That's his job. His job. Beetlejuice said his job is to scare people. Whether it be Olivia's parent or somebody he doesn't know, that is his job. Casper chooses not to scare any people. That is his main people, not to scare people. But there are certain exceptions to Casper's rule about scaring people. He will scare people in certain situations. Now, unlike Beetlejuice, Casper doesn't have to deal with mean uncles who treat him like shit. Also, I also left out one more thing actually two more things that they both have in common. Beetlejuice can appear in the world of Olivia after you say his name 3 times. So basically, in order to Beetlejuice to officially appear in the world of the living, you have to say his name 3 times, and he'd appear. If you want him to go back to the land of the dead, you have to say his name 3 times, and he will reappear back into the land of the dead. Also, Beetlejuice and Casper is also often disguising themselves as objects, throughout the whole cartoon series. But Casper can't disguise himself as another human being like Beetlejuice can. Beetlejuice always appears as a different character he makes up. Like he has different human disguises. One minute he's Mr. Beatman, and the most he's Mr. Beatman. The next minute he's Betty Juice that who's a student at Lizard School, and another character that is where the feature is that he's Olivia's nephew BJ. So anyway, are Casper and Beetlejuice both the same thing? Yes, they are. They're both ghosts, but they are both ghost characters made famous for movies that turn into hit cartoons. Anyway, before I end, I know you guys heard that there is going to be a sequel to Beetlejuice. The date of the movie is not yet set, but they're saying the movie might come out in 2017. I can't wait to see the second Beetlejuice movie. It's kind of weird for Tim Burton to do sequels to original movies like Beetlejuice, like Beetlejuice. Anyway, I can't wait. Tim Burton is on board to direct the Beetlejuice sequel. The original cast is on board to do the sequel to Beetlejuice. So anyway, I can't wait. So anyway, this is Sincere Michael. Sign it off. 1.